Alrighty everyone, welcome back. It is now March 5th of 2024, and there's been a lot of things happening between all divisions over at the Walt Disney Company, not just limited to Bob Iger's lack of leadership skills, but also many of the board of directors, and we can't forget about the top three shareholders, BlackRock, Vanguard, and State Street, funding all of this DEI nonsense and garbage getting spewed into everything related to Marvel, Star Wars, and just flat-out Disney projects in general. This is Mike Zero. Subscribe if you're new and like this video to see future updates. You can also follow me at Mike01. I thank you also very much for the great and kind support. So, one major aspect related to the current status of Disney financially, of course, has a lot to do with the ongoing collapse across the board. We're talking about all their business models, the Disney Plus streaming service, the erratic Disney stock that just keeps going up and down, it's a vicious cycle. And one thing about all of this, too, is that we can't forget about the many box office failures of 2023 that created a domino effect of reshoots and rewrites for the expensive lineups of the 2025 movies. Now, one major aspect about Bob Iger is that he is in pretty much constant damage control mode as we speak, really lying to the shareholders and also what he calls the customers around the globe, and really just trying to steer attention away from the ongoing failures of the Walt Disney Company and exactly what's truly and really going on behind the scenes. Now, what's interesting about all this has a lot to do with Bob Iger's stance against what he calls the loud, opinionated minority that are, quote-unquote, apparently putting out a false narrative of the current status of Disney. Let's get into all of this. Now, with Bob Iger actively involved in damage control for all divisions at the Walt Disney Company, one major development has to do with Bob Iger's response after the Disney financial collapse took place behind the scenes not long ago. Iger delivered the following. As CEO, I am willing to admit that we have dealt with some challenges, both in 2023 and for what we have been dealing with so far in 2024. But this has nothing to do with any sort of concern in both the long term and the short term. After careful review, we have come to the conclusion that a false perspective of the Walt Disney Company has been making the rounds based on a loud minority of our customers or those who have been unsatisfied, and to that all I can say is that this is not only offensive to the company and Walt's legacy, but also irresponsible on their part for convincing others that Disney holds some form of an agenda with your stories to tell as well as our financial status for all divisions. And though yes, we will be embracing large cutbacks for funds related to not just our marketing strategies of various productions, but this will also apply to cutbacks of budgets for our productions in general as we seek to create smaller scale films and television programs for everyone around the globe. I believe it is absolutely necessary for this said loud minority to remain quiet and keep inflammatory and damaging comments to themselves, as this is only casting a false representation of the Walt Disney Company stands for. I am also proud to announce that we will be embracing cutbacks on content for our Disney Plus streaming service and business model, while also increasing rates. This is nothing to be alarmed about, as the extra revenue that we project to obtain will go toward other projects to expand our library. We will also embrace serious cutbacks for all of our Marvel and Star Wars related projects, and the slates of those brands will be fine-tuned throughout this year as we look to right-size the company. Again, the loud minority claiming that this is something to be alarmed about is completely irresponsible and unprofessional by all standards from our core customer base. We expect everyone to let the products speak for themselves as we aim to reshape the company with our usage of DEI into all Marvel, Star Wars, and Disney-related material moving onwards, and this has nothing to do with any sort of culture war, as much as I need to make that clear. This is a way for the Walt Disney Company to reach a wider global audience, to reach success beyond our expectations throughout the next couple of years. Now guys, let me stop here for 1 second. Now, we know that Bob Iger is really trying to basically trail the customers that he calls, and let's not forget about the shareholders. This is typical Bob Iger, stalling, trying to bring them into the following year in hopes that things will get better. Basically, they're placing all bets not just on Deadpool 3 to at least make 2024 a somewhat profitable year as far as movie releases go, but they're also truly banking on the 2025 series of movies, which, by the way, guys, have been going through a lot of trouble as we speak. I mean, Fantastic Four has gone through so many revisions that I've lost count. There's been so many reshoots related to Captain America 4, Blade 2025, and rewrites as well surrounding those projects. And let's not forget about the ongoing drama for Snow White 2025, and that's just the beginning. That is just the start of 2025. So, Bob Iger really has no clue what he's doing. So, moving onwards, he goes on to conclude, "We believe it is crucial for the loud and biased opinionated individuals to remain silent and to not spread a false narrative of what the Walt Disney Company is all about. Financially speaking, we are doing a better job than we ever dreamed with our Disney Plus subscription service and our Hulu packages, along with the anticipation of our long list of films, which includes Snow White for 2025. So he name-dropped Snow White, there you go. Continuing on. "There is no agenda," he says, "and there is no financial concern as far as our research indicates. We hold no worry about the Walt Disney Company and its performance for the remainder of 2024, leading into the 2025 year for all of our business models, as well as we aim to reshape the Walt Disney Company." Now, this is basically him admitting that yes, there is a financial collapse, while also at the same exact time refusing to admit that there is such a thing happening. Now, we already know that Disney Plus is bleeding subscribers as we speak, not just limited to everything that's happening with the release date update for the Acolyte series on June 5th, and how that's driving a lot of core Star Wars fans away from the service, but a lot of it has to do with the current status of Marvel, and how that has created an ongoing trend of people leaving. There's also a lot of fans smartening up that they were either forced or, given Disney Plus through their cable provider or any kind of package out there, streaming-wise, that's built into that actual system, not realizing that they even have Disney Plus. So that's another thing to take into consideration here, is that there's a large number of subscribers out there that don't even know that they really even have Disney Plus or have forgotten about it. So that's the other thing as well, and people are beginning to wake up to that too. So again, I mean, Bob Iger, once again, making it openly clear that he is very frightened of what he calls the loud minority, which in my opinion is the loud majority of the general public, really pressing Disney to change or to just crumble. Because at this point in time, I don't think that there's any point of return. I don't even think that they could repair themselves, not for, at least for this foreseeable future. It would take multiple years, and I'm talking multiple years, to even get a sliver of success to really bring things back to the way they were multiple years ago. So overall, this is very interesting, so to speak. I would like to hear what you guys have to say about this ongoing scenario surrounding Bob Iger below in the comments. And if you guys did enjoy the content for today, make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel, and I will catch you guys later.